One of the most photographic churches in all of Jerusalem is this church called Dominus Flevit. In Latin, it means the Lord wept. And it's this beautiful little church, the ceiling of which, the roof of which is shaped like an upside-down teardrop, like a tear falling from our Lord's cheek or eye. This was a place on the Mount of Olives, a little up from the Mount of Olives, where the Lord ascended, something that we'll celebrate next weekend, where the Lord went and taught. It's where our Lord shed droplets of blood in the first sorrowful mystery. It's where our Lord looked over Jerusalem. And it's the only time Jesus likened himself to an animal in the Gospels. Go ahead and think to yourself, what animal did Jesus liken his own heart to, his own person to, in the Gospels? If you said a lamb, you're dead wrong. If you said a dove, that's also wrong, although both of those are very smart guesses. Jesus said, "Jerusalem, Jerusalem, how I wish to gather you to myself like a mother hen." What? A mother hen? Okay, not very masculine, Jesus. What the heck? But our Lord, who approaches his crucifixion with the heart of a warrior, also approaches his people with the heart of a mother, to gather them, to nurture them. This is the church of Dominus Flevit, the front of which has a beautiful mosaic of a mother hen and her chicks. Most of the time in the front of an altar, you have a chi, row, you have something else, you have some other kind of design. You don't normally have a barn animal on the front of it. But this is where the architecture proclaims the gospel. And in the gospel, Jesus reveals what kind of heart he has for his people. We hear this line, "You are my friends if you do what I command you." And our American hearts are like, that's not fair. I want to do what I want. But at the same time, what's the last line of the gospel? "I command you this, love one another." I dare you to search through all of the rest of the world's religions and find something that clear, that blunt, and that loving. You will not find a God who commands love like our God does. A God who invites us to lay down our lives. When I was a kid, living in Knoxville, Tennessee, my mom had 3 boys. I was quite a rambunctious child. And the movie Titanic had just come out. And the matinee show was $1. And Titanic ran for 2 hours and 40-something minutes, which meant it was the most economical form of babysitting that existed. So she could drop myself and my brother off. We would go watch Titanic. She would go get all of the grocery shopping done, everything else, and come and pick us up. I watched that movie like 10 times. And I was like, women are very weird. I never had sisters growing up. And if you've seen the movie Titanic, there's that part at the end where she's on this ship vessel that's in search of the wreckage of the Titanic, and they're looking for a very valuable jewel, the heart of the sea, this gigantic sapphire worth millions of dollars. And as they're looking through the wreckage for it, all the while, the old woman who's helping them through this fictional story of the heart of the sea, she's got it. It was given to her when she was on the Titanic many decades prior. And you get to the end of the movie, and she's like holding it. Everyone else on the ship is like looking for it, and she's got it. And she goes to the edge of the ship, and she throws it off. Little fifth grade boy Daniel is like, "You just threw away millions of dollars! What is your problem?" And from that day forward, I just determined women are really weird. At the same time, this feminine genius, if you know the story of the fictional story of Titanic, you know that she drops it in because of the one who gave that diamond to her, in a sense, was the one that she loved. That she was able to see the love of her life as worth more than a hunk of precious stone. So too, mothers, what is given to you is an ability to see relationship at the basis of existence. That there are no possessions that can satisfy the human heart. There are no travel packages, no experience. There's not enough money in a bank account that could ever fully satisfy what the human heart desires. And as tomorrow we celebrate Mother's Day, we know a few things about you mothers. One, you being women are totally crazy. Okay, normally people laugh when I say that, but the beauty of your life is such that your emotionality, your caring, your nurturing relationship with the world around you, with the people around you, gives you a natural built-in generosity. And this is one of many things that we celebrate about you tomorrow. That, as the scriptures also say, she pondered all things in her heart, Mary, the Mother of God. So too, you women ponder many secrets, many facets of your children within your heart. I love when pregnant mothers tell me about the intricacies of their pregnancies because I find it fascinating. But there's even certain mothers that have said how they can even kind of intuit the personality of their child before they're born. I'm like, are you saying your kid kicks in Morse code and you can read that? But like Christ, you who gather your children, who gather your family as a hen gathers her chicks, who have this nurturing, this loving, you give of your life, you give of your body in a way that bears life, in a way that no human can exist without the womb of a mother. And so, as our Lord first dwelt in a womb, so too every womb, even virginal wombs, are held as sacred. Just as Jesus likens himself to a mother hen, yet goes into the spiritual battle of the cross, so too he reveals the capability of the spiritual battle into which women enter fearlessly, oftentimes. More often than not, and unfortunately, women are the spiritual head honchos of the family. It ought to be the men stepping up, not to say that women need to get in their spot and become number two. But if you read the Old Testament, you know the spiritual power of men stepping up. But we live in a world where that is no longer the case. And most of the time, it's the women who are the spiritual backbones of the family. Regardless, I believe in the power of the rosary-wielding grandmothers of the world who hold everything together. This scattered homily only goes to show God commands love. To be a mother of any form, spiritual, the mother of miscarried children, the mother of many children, or anything in between, requires a knowledge and love of the cross. The Lord uses mothers to constantly nourish, bring healing and comfort into the world. What we celebrate tomorrow as Mother's Day is the gratitude we ought to have every day for our mothers who gave us life, for our mothers who gave us the nurturing of our personality, who provided a sanctuary for our unfurling being into teenagehood and adulthood. To you, mothers, we owe a great debt of gratitude. Praised be Jesus Christ.